Okay, so last video in this series is about equations with fractions in. Now, some of these you'll be able to just look at them and work out what the answer is, but that's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to build up to questions that you can't do that. So we're trying to learn what the method would be. Okay, we're going to go straight in with some examples. The difference here is in all of these questions, the variable, the letter, is now in the bottom of the fraction. When it was in the top, we knew exactly what to do. Well, really, we know what to do in this case as well. I have something that is being divided by a, and the opposite of dividing by a, to get rid of this, I multiply it by a, so that we get 24 equals 3a. Then all I need to do is I need to divide by the 3, so I get 24 divided by 3, which is 8. So the answer is that a is equal to 8. Look at how the a was down here and we moved it up to the top. Okay, let's see if that works on this next one. So I'm going to get rid of this y plus 1. There's a big y plus 1 in the bottom. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to multiply by y plus 1. Now I have to multiply it in brackets so that it's going to be an expanding brackets question. This gives me 36 equals 6. This is 6 brackets y plus 1. That is 6y plus 6. Now it's a normal equation. Get rid of the plus 6 by doing minus 6. So I get 30 equals 6y. Get rid of the 6 by dividing by 6. 30 divided by 6 is 5, so y equals 5. And notice how the y plus 1 was here, and we moved it up to the top on the other side. You're going to see a similar pattern here. So this 2x minus 5, I want to move that from the denominator, and I'm going to move it to the top by multiplying by 2x minus 5. Now I might actually not even write that multiplication symbol. I might go straight and just say, okay, well it's going to be a bracket. It's going to be written right up here next to it as 2x minus 5. We'll expand the brackets, so we get 6x minus 15, and now it's a normal equation, so I'll plus the 15, which is 36 equals 6x. You know what, I don't need to always show the method. I'm going to divide by 6, so I just get that x is equal to 6. You don't have to do these bits in red. So you can see here I just divided by 6. You might want to start doing that. So 3 questions for you to have a go at. See if you get the same answer as me. Pause the video here. Okay, so this one's a little bit different. I'm going to move this 3x from the bottom. It's going to multiply it up here so that I get 28 equals 4 times 3x, which is 12x. And then I'm going to divide by 12. Now this fraction is going to need simplifying. If I simplify this fraction, I would get 14 over 6. But that also simplifies to 7 over 3. So I could have divided the top and bottom by 4. So I get 7 over 3 is equal to x, and that doesn't simplify anymore. Notice how that 3x went from here and it moved up. That 2x minus 5, it moved up. So this x minus 2, it's going to move up here. So I'm going to cross that through and I'm going to move it up. So that gives me 24 equals 3x minus 6. Normal equation now, I'll plus the 6 and then I'll divide it by 3. So that's 30 equals 3x. I'm just going to divide by 3. I don't need to write it down. So x is equal to 10. Okay, this one, I might not do any of the red stuff. I might just write down what I would do. That 5 plus 2x is going to move up to the other side. So it's going to move up like this. I'll then expand the brackets, so that's 20 plus 8x. I'm going to subtract 20. So I'm subtracting 20 like this, but I said I was going to do it without writing this down. If I do 11 take away 20, I get minus 9 equals 8x. And then I'm going to divide by 8. So I get minus 9 over 8 is equal to x. So eventually you may build up to doing these things where all the calculations are done in your head and you don't need that red writing. And now we're going to do some examples where there are variables on both sides, where you might have an x on both sides. Now right now we don't have an x on both sides, we just have it like this. But we're going to solve this and you'll see that that x plus 3 is going to jump up there. So to get rid of that x plus 3, it's going to move as a multiply by x plus 3 over here. And then when we expand the brackets on the right hand side, we will get 4x plus 12. I'm going to get rid of the smaller x that we have. So I'm going to take this x away and subtract x from over here. Well, this is an interesting one. We haven't seen anything like this. When I've taken this x away, what am I left with? Well, I'm actually left with nothing. So I'm going to write 0. And 4x take away x is 3x. And that's got a plus 12. I'll get rid of that plus 12 by doing take away 12. So that is negative 12 equals 3x. I'll divide by 3. Negative 12 divided by 3 is negative 4. So the answer is negative 4. And again, if you subbed it in here, you would end up with the answer for negative 4 divided by negative 1 gives you 4. Okay, so this one we have got to divide by 3. Now you've got a couple of different choices that you could do with this one. If you want to multiply everything by 3, you can do that, or you could expand the brackets first. I think what I might do is I might expand the brackets and then we'll deal with this in just a second. So if I expand the brackets first, I'm going to leave the x over 3. I then get 1 plus 2x, and then the 2 times minus 3 is minus 6. So it's x divided by 3 equals, okay, I need to do 1 minus 6, that's minus 5, plus 2x. Now, I need to multiply by 3. At the very beginning, I said if you multiply this by 3, you need to multiply each part by 3. Each part, if there's an add sign, you wouldn't need to do like each, like the 5 by 3, the 2 by 3, the x by 3, okay? But you need to do that part by 3 and that part by 3. So if I multiply by 3 here, I need to times that by 3 and that by 3. So that's going to be x equals minus 15 plus 6x. I'm going to get rid of the smaller x that we've got. This is the smaller x, so I'll subtract it. That will leave me with 0 equals minus 15 plus 5x. I'm then going to plus the 15 to this side. So we get 15 equals 5x. And again, I'm going to divide by 5. I don't need to write that down. If I divide by 5, I get that x is equal to 3. Okay? Last one that we've got here. I'm going to get rid of this divide by 4 by multiplying this side by 4. And I'm going to write that with brackets around it like this. And I'm going to get rid of this 5 by multiplying the other side. So what you'll notice is that that 4 moved up there and that 5 moved up there. This is what sometimes people call cross multiplying. Okay, this is what sometimes people call cross multiplying. The denominator here jumped up and that one jumped up, but it's all to do with inverse operations. So expanding the brackets, you get 5x plus 10 equals 4x plus 28. Get rid of the smaller x, which is this one. 5x take away 4x, that's just x. So x plus 10 equals 28. I'll get rid of the 10 by subtracting 10, and so x is equal to 18. Okay, there are now just 3 more examples, and then that is us done here. So like I did on the previous one, that 4 jumps up to the other side and multiplies. That 6, when you multiply by 6, is going to jump up to the other side. It's going to kind of be out the front there. There's that cross multiplication. Expanding the brackets gives you 6y minus 12 equals 8y minus 12. Okay, let's get rid of the smaller x. Let's take that 6y away. So we get minus 12 equals 8y take away 6y is 2y. Doesn't matter that I've been using loads of different letters, so you can use any letter. I'll get rid of that minus 12 by doing plus 12. Now, minus 12 plus 12 is 0. So 0 equals 2y. Let's then divide by 2. Well, if you do 0 divided by 2, you just get 0. Now, it's perfectly okay to have your answer as 0. It doesn't have to be a positive or a negative. It can be 0 as well. Now, this one's a bit trickier, right? Because it's a bit like this middle one, where at some point we needed to multiply everything through by the same thing. So I'll deal with this one to begin with. I don't want that 4 anymore, so I'm going to get rid of that 4 by multiplying each part by 4. Now, I'm going to multiply this part by 4, and I'm going to multiply this part by 4. If I want to multiply this by 4, I'm literally just multiplying the numerator by 4. That's what I'm talking about. So let's rewrite this line. You might be able to do it quicker eventually later on. So that's n plus 4n over 3 equals 28. Now I want to get rid of this 3. Now I need to multiply everything by 3. I need to multiply this by 3. Well, I've multiplied this by 3 because I've cancelled it out. And I need to multiply this by 3. So I get 3n plus 4n equals 28 times 3. That is 84. You can check out on a calculator. Then I simplify. 3n plus 4n is 7n. 7n equals 84. And then I'm just going to get rid of that 7 by dividing by 7. And hopefully you can check or work out that 84 divided by 7 is 12. Last one that we've got here. You'll have noticed this pattern. That 4 jumped up there. That 6 jumped up there. That jumped up. Whatever's in the denominator moves to the other side at the top. So you could do this all in one jump actually if you wanted to. I'll maybe do it a bit slow. I'm gonna do it all in one jump. I'll get rid of that divide by a by multiplying by a, and I'll get rid of that a plus 3 by multiplying this part here by a plus 3. So what we've actually got is 3 brackets a plus 3 equals 5a. That a has moved up to go with the 5, and that a plus 3 has moved to go up with the 3 because we're multiplying by them. And then you know what to do. You're just going to expand the brackets, so that's 3a plus 9 equals 5a. Get rid of the smaller a, so I'm going to subtract 3a. So 9 equals 2a, and then just divide by 2. Now you can either leave it as a fraction as 9 over 2, or you could say that a is equal to 4.5. So I think that's pretty much everything that you're going to need on solving linear equations. There are loads of things that you can practice on this. So I've linked some things in the description. Make sure that you practice this, and eventually you might not want to be doing any of this red writing that I've done at all. You might like to do it like, I think I had a blue example over here that's just like this, where you're doing all of that red writing effectively just inside your head instead. So good luck with this topic. It is going to come up everywhere. So if you don't get this, I highly recommend just reviewing this, because it is going to come up in so many areas and it's going to really hold you back if you can't solve an equation. Found this video helpful? Then why not drop it a like and consider subscribing to my channel. This is the end of the playlist, but head to my channel's homepage to see what else I might be able to help you with. And as always, wishing you the very best for all your studies.